Most of us think red is the most attention-grabbing color. That's why stop signs are red, fire trucks are red. But why is the vehicle carrying our most precious possessions, our children, absolutely never red? The answer will surprise you because red is too slow. In a world of speed and reflexes, the color we're about to discuss can hit a driver's eye 1.24 times faster than red. Why is that number so significant, and who convinced the world of this? The story begins with a man and a stack of colored paper taped to a wall. How could a motorist recognize a bus from a distance when there was no visual shout to announce its presence? Today, we'll unravel why yellow has become the silent guardian for millions of children every day. The reality is that this yellow wasn't chosen by accident or aesthetic whim. It was engineered for the human eye. But before we dive into the science of why this color dominates our roads, we must go back to a time when school transportation looked entirely different. Before the late 1930s, the concept of a standardized school bus was non-existent. It was a period of visual anarchy. In one district, students might pile into a repurposed farm truck painted a dull gray. In another, they might climb aboard a wooden wagon stained deep brown or even a bright, patriotic red, white, and blue. This lack of uniformity created a dangerous identity crisis on the streets. Without a signature color, these vehicles blended into the early morning shadows like ghosts. Drivers of faster, modern automobiles often failed to distinguish a bus carrying 40 children from a standard delivery truck until it was dangerously close. This inconsistency wasn't just messy.
And I think it's dangerous, and I think that everybody needs to be concerned about everybody else's children.
It was a ticking clock for accidents. The roads were growing faster, but the safety of school transportation remained stuck in a disorganized past. By the late 1930s, the chaos on American roads had reached a breaking point. The solution didn't come from a factory or a laboratory, but from a landmark conference at Columbia University in 1939. The man behind the mission was Dr. Frank W. Sear, a professor who would later be known as the father of the yellow school bus. Dr. Sear recognized that safety was not just about the thickness of steel or the strength of brakes. It was about visual communication. He brought together transportation officials and paint experts to establish a single national standard. Imagine trying to orchestrate a symphony where every musician is playing a different song. That was the state of school transit before Sear. His goal was to create a visual harmony that every driver in America would immediately recognize and respect. The delegates realized that a standardized color was the cornerstone of a comprehensive safety system. By choosing one specific hue, they were creating a psychological boundary. They wanted a color that would act like a visual siren, alerting the subconscious mind of every motorist to slow down. But the biggest question remained. Out of all the colors in the rainbow, why did they settle on this particular shade of yellow?
They say these buses are designed for safety. The way they are, the height, the weight, everything is designed to keep your students safe on the ride to school.
Before yellow emerged victorious, red, white, and blue had also been considered for comparison. Red is the international symbol for danger, used by fire trucks to command attention. White is clean and bright, while blue is calming and professional. However, in the context of a busy, cluttered road, these colors had hidden weaknesses. Red can appear dark or even black in low-light conditions, and white often gets lost against bright clouds or snowy landscapes. Yellow was chosen because it can be considered the most extroverted color in the spectrum. Yellow acts as a constant high-decibel shout that says, "I am here!" It provides the sharpest contrast against black lettering, making the bus readable from several blocks away. It was more visible in the gray haze of dawn and the dim shadows of dusk, the two most critical times for student safety. If visibility were the only factor, we might see neon pink buses today. When a driver looks through a rain-blurred windshield in dim light, their brain favors yellow for a reason deeper than mere brightness. The real answer doesn't lie in the paint itself, but in the biological machinery of the human eye. Our retinas are biologically programmed to favor certain wavelengths. While we often consider red to be the most alarming color, science tells a different story. Yellow is likely to be at the very peak of visual sensitivity. The real wow moment lies in our peripheral vision. Human eyes are capable of detecting yellow in our side vision 1.24 times faster than red. Imagine a driver focused on the road ahead while a bus approaches from a side street. Even before the driver consciously sees the bus, their peripheral vision has already signaled the brain. The issue isn't just seeing the color, it's seeing it faster. In low-light conditions, like a rainy Tuesday morning or a foggy dawn, yellow can still be detected long after other colors have blended into the gray. And yet, this biological advantage is only one part of a much larger, life-saving system. While the yellow color acts as a shout, the black lettering serves as a sharp punctuation mark. This unique combination is considered by safety experts to be the most visually legible pairing in the world. The high contrast ensures that the school bus lettering is legible even when the bus is just a tiny speck on the horizon. However, color is only the first line of defense. The bright yellow body is reinforced by a synchronized lighting system and the iconic mechanical stop sign. When the red lights flash against the yellow background, it creates a staccato visual effect that the human brain cannot ignore. All of this is designed to trigger an immediate and instinctive braking reflex. By reducing the cognitive load on other drivers, allowing the bus to be instantly identifiable, we significantly minimize the likelihood of accidents. This is a masterpiece of low-tech engineering that works perfectly in a high-speed world. However, there's still a small detail on these buses that almost everyone sees, but very few people actually pay attention to. If you walk into a hardware store and ask for yellow paint, you'll be faced with thousands of different samples. But the color on school buses is a strictly regulated chemical formula. This specific shade is officially known as National School Bus Glossy Yellow. First established in 1939 with the code color number 13432. It's a color created in a laboratory, not an art studio. Why such extreme precision? Because consistency is the backbone of safety. If one bus is lime yellow and another is a deep mustard yellow, the human brain takes a fraction of a second longer to differentiate them. In the world of high-speed traffic, those milliseconds are the line between a near miss and a disaster. This precise color tone is optimized for maximum brightness, ensuring the bus remains visible even under dim orange streetlights or in a gloomy rain shower. By maintaining consistent color from Maine to California, we create a common visual language. Every driver, wherever they are, shares a common shortcut in their thinking. When that specific wavelength hits your retina, your foot moves toward the brake pedal even before you finish your thought. Next time you stop behind that familiar yellow frame, take a moment to look beyond the paint. The yellow school bus is a brilliant promise to all generations that safety is never accidental, but a deliberate design. It's a reminder that in a constantly changing world, some decisions are so perfect that they become obvious. If this in-depth analysis of the yellow school bus has changed the way you view your morning commute, hit the subscribe button to join our community of curious minds. What other everyday objects do you take for granted, but that might hold a fascinating history? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video to spread the science of safety. See you next time. Let's continue exploring the extraordinary hidden in the most ordinary things.